here with another video of artwork where we showcase 4 or 5 pieces and we talk about them a little bit. A little bit. We talk about them a little bit. I said that twice to get more watch hours. Cough, cough. Moist. All right, let's see here. Where do we want to start? Okay, we're going to start with what's in front of me. We're going to start with this blue piece right here. This was 12 years ago. This was done on 9/22/2014, and I believe I drew this at the riverfront in Portland when I was taking one of my weekend trips. I would sit by the river and use one of the picnic tables there, and I would just sit there and draw. And this one is called Craters of the Blue Moon. I will hold it up again. Craters of the Blue Moon. Right. Now we'll take some precious video time and put this back in the folder to preserve it longer. All right, and we have another piece. We have a red button. This was done a few months before the blue one, also done in Portland near the riverfront too. So I did both of these in Portland. This one is called Hope. It's nice. I like the red look to it. I think this is one of the first pieces I did a border on. The border has a bunch of triangles on it, but I messed up the border up here and just kind of left it like that. All right. That was fun to look at those guys. All right, let's look at a couple more. Couple more. Ew, let's look at Power Outage. Power Outage. This is from January 13th, 2021. Power outage. This was done when there was a power outage in my house. There was just enough light for me to finish this. I like this black and white piece a lot. I like the border work and then the black little roots. The burnt power lines, I should say. Those could be like dangling power lines that were burnt. Ooh, yes. All right, now here we have one from 2020 called Bark Bark. I think I called it Bark Bark because there's a dog somewhere in this drawing. I don't know if you can see the dog or not. These these red dots here. This was a mistake I made when I was doing the border. My hand went oops like that, and I accidentally messed up on the border work. But I decided to keep going because I immediately thought, hey, I could just draw a bubble there, color it red, and then I can just match the other side. And since I matched to the other side, it looks really nice. It doesn't look like a mistake at all. It looks like it's a really great part of the artwork. It makes it unique. And that's one of the reasons why if I mess up on a drawing, I will set my drawing aside, come back to it later, and go a different direction with it. Because a lot of times, sometimes I have to. Well, a lot of the times and sometimes. Yeah, a lot of times I do have to actually go a different direction. Set that over here so I don't lose it. LOL, celery, McNuggets. All right, this is one of my first Mandela pieces. The year 2020 was definitely a year of trying something new. I was very proud of this piece. This is a very, very nice piece. This will always be in my top, excuse me, in my top 10 favorites. I didn't use a ruler. This was all freehand. I didn't use a ruler or what do you call those, stencils? I didn't really start using stencils until 2023, I want to say. Rulers and stencils were things I started using in 2023. This is a beautiful piece of artwork. Let's turn it sideways. Give you a little close-up view for a few seconds. This just really came out quite nice. I enjoy doing these pieces. We need to do more freehand work. So I've been doing almost everything I've been doing the last 2 or 3 years have been like rulers and stencils. And now that I'm working on this large project in the other room, doing everything freehand, like okay, this is nice. It's making the artwork go by faster, not spending so much time trying to get things perfect and right. It's kind of a sigh of relief, so to speak. Not really a sigh of relief, but kind of a nice little change of pace. Kind of going back to the old days a little bit. All right, we talked about the red and the blue and these two. Okay, so we've already done 4 pieces for today. Um, let's do a fifth piece. This this one is more modern, more from the modern times. This is from February 28th, 2024 collection. This is one of my prolific years. This is called canvasectomy. It looks like it was drawn on a canvas, but it came out really wrong. It came out wrong, and I started. I wonder if I have. I wonder if I have. I do have it in here actually. So I wanted to redraw that with the same template because I liked the border work. Loved the border work. Loved the border work. So I really loved the border work on this, but I did not like how the colors came out, especially in these 4 areas right here. It just grates my cheese. And then I didn't care for how I designed the circles in the corners. Those kind of bummed me out after I finished them. So I was left a little bit annoyed with this piece of work. I still find this to be one of my personal worsts. Not my worst one though. Not my worst one. And what I was gonna say is, last year, maybe 2 years ago, uh, it wasn't too long after this, I started redrawing the template to this. I never got back to it because I don't want to ruin it. So I decided that this one is gonna get redrawn, and I guess this redrawn one is gonna be bigger than this. I didn't want it to be bigger, but that's just how it happened. But anyways, this is just going to be a black and white piece when I'm done with it, because I think this will look better as a black and white piece. So I'm glad I've decided to go ahead and redraw the border, because that's going to give me some peace of mind when I finally get back to it, of course. But yeah, canvasectomy. LOL. All right, so I've thought about doing something with my weekly videos. I kind of used to be a writer, haven't written in a while, mostly because I don't have the tools on the computer to do it anymore. Ever since my desktop in 2023 went kaput, I don't have Word on here or anything to do it, and I don't like using email to type up documents because I can't print them off through email. So it's a little frustrating because I don't know the modern ways to do things anymore. And all these programs online want you to pay a monthly subscription to use them. And I just don't want to do that. And buying a printer is kind of a waste of money because I guess in today's world, you have to buy an online subscription just to use the printer. It's like you spend a couple $100 on the printer, the ink, and all that, and now it turns out you have to pay for an online subscription to use it. So stupid. So stupid. I will never buy into that nonsense. LOL. I will always just take my stuff on a USB drive and go to FedEx and have them printed off. I'd rather pay them more money than give these nonsense companies that make you pay for a subscription after spending loads of money on their physical products just to use it. Nonsense! All right. All right. So let's start with this. I'm gonna read a poem each week at the end of my videos. I think this will be fun. Some of my poems are positive, some of them are a little melancholy, but writing is writing, art is art. You got your bad art and you got your good art. You got your bad writing and you got your great writing. I kind of do both. I do bad art, I do great art, I do great writing, and not so great writing. I mean, the beauty of art and writing is everybody has their own perspective. Everybody everybody can react to the way they want to. It is it is all art. Writing is art, actually. All right, let's see here. This is a book I wrote called Mixed Grains of Salt. All right, let's start off with a poem called We Have the Power, or I should say, we're finishing the video with a poem called We Have the Power. Moist. All right, here goes nothing. We have the power to change the sentences we write, the stories we tell, the anguish that binds us, the words we yell. We have the power to change because last time I checked, laziness wasn't a disease, ignorance wasn't a cure. We have the power to change, to get up and drop 20, because I am sure there's plenty we can still do. There's plenty for me and you to get out and about, because last time I checked, we still have the power to change, the power to overcome, the power to leave the lost, the power to begin to win, the power to love within. Ignorance may be bliss, but that bliss of ignorance never comes without a prize. We have the power to change, we have the power to remain the same. But if we choose to stay the same, do not expect change. Jaw. Because last time I checked, laziness wasn't a disease, ignorance wasn't a cure. We still have the power. And not because of wrestling either. All right. Thank you all for watching this, and stay tuned for more shorts, more videos, definitely more live streams, and I will continue to do my nightly loop streams. If I miss you for my loop streams, it's probably because I'm knackered and I fell asleep. I do those during the night hours when I usually sleep. I can catch people at the beginning and the end of those streams usually. And sometimes I'll be up halfway through the night and I can catch you in the middle of the night. So it's really random, honestly. But usually between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. I am out. I'm out like yeah, I don't have any LOLs to put with that. I'm out like a fire. Oh, I guess it's summertime, so I guess those are lighting up. Oof. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay hydrated because it's getting hot out there. And don't light up any cigarettes because